Hi, Guy. Welcome to another episode of Travel with Soul Winner. If this is your first time of coming to this channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you very much for coming around. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to also say thank you for coming back. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button before you go. So today, I know that the admission period, particularly the joint admission period in Finland, is fast approaching. It's just in a couple of days from now. So I just want to take us through some of the necessary things that we need to know to be sure that we're ready for it, ensuring that you have your T crossed and your I's dotted so that by the time the admission time will come, you'll be fully prepared. And also, I want to specifically advise you that since the admission portal will be opening by 3rd of January, please ensure that latest within some few days that the application portal gets open, you apply, because quite a lot of people will be applying as well, and you have a lot of advantage if you are able to apply earlier, because your application will be part of the first that will be viewed. So without much ado, if you open the Finish application portal, you will see the joint application to higher education. Then you have the instructions. You have the instructions. I quickly want to take you through some of these instructions and the necessary thing I think you need to know. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So you can see here, 3rd of January, 8 a.m. to 17th of January, 3 p.m. Finish time for the courses that are offered in English. So while those that are offered in Finnish actually start from 15th of March and ends by 27th of March. So if you are from outside of the EU countries, or even if you are from EU countries and you know the program you want to study is in Finnish, please take note of these dates and try as much as possible to apply as early as possible so that your application can be viewed on time. Okay, so before you apply, it's actually important that you check the study program that are offered in English, so that you know if it is something that you should wait for or something you should not wait for. If perhaps there is a course that you have in mind to study, but unfortunately the course is not available in English in Finland, it simply means you need to start looking for somewhere else, another country for the course. But if there are other courses that are related to that course but not exactly the course you want to study, maybe you can actually give it a chance. So also it is important, maybe if you log on to this portal, you can see, check all available study program offered in English language. This is for spring 2023, and I'm not sure it's going to be much different from what is going to happen in 2024, but just take a look at it, at least to have a guide with regards to it. And also check the admission criteria. What are the criteria for the admission, particularly for those coming from outside of the EU countries, and also those who will be taking courses that are taught in English? Please check to be sure that you have the right language proficiency as required. So there are a lot of language proficiency that are certification that are actually acceptable now. The good thing is that for 2024 admission, there have been a lot of consideration. Like, for instance, people coming from West Africa, some of the schools are now beginning to acknowledge some English-speaking countries in Africa. So then they no longer ask you to bring the IELTS or TOEFL or whatever other language proficiencies that are being demanded before. Now they just ask you to provide an evidence that your prior study was done in English. Maybe asking, if you're going for a first degree, maybe asking you to submit a WAEC, West African Examination Council WAEC, or whatever O level or secondary school certification that is taught in English with an evidence. So please, before you apply to any school, please ensure that you check the language requirements to be sure that you are ready. And I will even advise that you start searching now. So if there are some of them, you need to start preparing one document or the other for you to be eligible. Please begin to do that now. Don't wait till when the admission time comes. Remember, you have just few days, just limited number of days for you to do the admission. So start the process now. Then also look at the tuition fees and the scholarship. So in one of the videos I released earlier, I talked about how to get cheap tuition, cheap schools or cheap courses in Finland. So if you have not seen that video, please refer to that video. Then you will see the video there. So please ensure that the school you are selecting, the schools that are affordable, and also consider your living expenses. Then also consider schools that gives you a scholarship. Remember, if you're coming from outside of the EU countries, you need to pay tuition fees. So please take note of this: tuition and getting a cheaper tuition and scholarship. Okay, so also you need to be prepared for the necessary attachment, particularly for those who will be going for postgraduate degree. A lot of time, if you're going to the University of Applied Sciences, most of the time you are required to upload your resume, and also you need to submit a certificate of employment to prove that you have acquired a particular number of years of experience of employment that qualifies you to be admitted for that degree. So please start checking now. They are all there. Those requirements are all there now, and start gathering them together in preparation for the admission. So start gathering all those requirements now. So also transcript. Now there are some schools that tells you that your previous university must send the transcript to them directly. Fine. So even if you have your student copy, you can still upload it while you go through the process for sending them the transcript from your previous educational institution. So it's always good that you upload your transcript, even if it is even if it is a student copy. It might not be used for official purpose, but at least it gives them an insight as to how you have performed in your previous academy. And also remember to upload your certificates. Remember your resume, remember your certificates, remember your international passport as well. For those applying outside of Finland, you need to upload all these documents. So if you don't have them already, please begin to put them together in preparation for the admission. Also, there are some of the schools that require you to take one assessment or the other, the test. Please ensure you take those assessments. Ensure you take those assessments, and I'll also advise you that you read the instruction carefully. Most of those assessments are not things that are too difficult for you to answer, but I will advise you to avoid plagiarism as much as you can, because there are AI technology that helps to identify plagiarism in whatever you are submitting. And you would not want to be found wanting with regards to plagiarism. So please avoid copy and paste as much as you can. So, but take your time to go through the assessment, and I'm very sure you do fine, and you'll be offered the admission. So also the admission results will start coming out. I know some of them will start coming out from March, but you can see here it's saying from 31st of May, but by March, I know most of them will start coming out. Then if you apply to several schools, which is one of the things I always encourage people to do, apply to as many schools as you can. Then if you apply to several schools, please, when they offer you the admission, take note of the deadline to accept. Then later on, you can now compare the admission with one another before you finally make your decision, because the moment you accept one, you will not be able to accept the other one. So you are only permitted to accept just one admission at a time. So I want to believe with these short things I've said, there'll be enough for you to make the right decision and also be prepared with regards to your admission in Finland come 2024. See you another time. Bye bye.